Hey, what is going on, guys? Before the intro here, I just wanted to let you guys know this is a long video because cruisers are a very complex class with many different varieties of, ships. So get a drink, get something to snack on. I don't know, put this in your ear while you're doing your work. And there's not much visuals here. I do have two gameplays, a Henry and a San Martin. Actually, three, sorry, and a Napoli. But it's a long video, so yeah, lean back, relax, and I hope you guys enjoy this one. Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Pablo, aka Pablo. Today we are back with another episode in the Commander Tech Tree Talk, or Ship Talk, because the new Commander Tree, it seems very hard to figure out any different types of builds. So my mission here is to figure out for each type of class what the different builds are. So we're going to be talking about light cruisers, heavy cruisers, battle cruisers, and of course the special secondary focused ones like Napoli and Aegir and you name it. So starting off here without further ado, let's look at the Worcester, because the light cruisers seem to have the most variety overall. It seems to be the green and the red tree they can take use of. It specific to the ship, of course, but for Worcester example, there is the quintessential cruiser build, which you're going to be seeing a lot of, and it's one of my main critiques, but it's middle. You take grease the gears, armor piercer to get more penetration, and then you take active reload, because these skills are pretty much able to be activated every single game, even after changes, because this is going to be fixed, and it might be, after obtaining the first strike and not just getting a kill like it is now, because it's bugged. This is the quintessential cruiser build, but there's also another one you can do for light cruisers, and there's actually some variety in the red tree, which is why I praise this tree a little bit, especially this middle row here. These two skills are really nice. But we take tactical shooter, which this is what I'm going to go with my Worcester. We take 3% range for detecting 3 enemies, very easy, and then I'll take speed surge, because Worcester already turns pretty nice, and it has some pretty trolly armor, so this is going to help us out quite a bit. And then this nice final skill here. Getting 7 fires will actually get us more shell velocity, which is just what Worcester needs. So I can't wait to actually try this. Reason I am not able to test it out, guys, is because, well, Wargaming hasn't sent us enough gold, because they have made the commanders so expensive. Even us press accounts with unlimited access, basically, they don't even give us enough gold. So there is a case to be made here, Wargaming, that maybe you should reduce the prices just a little bit so the players can actually enjoy this. And I think everybody has talked about that. So I'm just going to not beat a dead horse, but I'll keep bringing it up, bringing it up. So let's move on. Let's look at Austin here. Austin is a light cruiser, definitely. So I have actually upgraded this thing. Now I made a mistake, and it's all going to come back to this thing of activating every single time, every game. So tactical shooter, again, get more range. This is going to activate every game. This one's going to almost activate every game, depending on how good you are. I will most likely get a kill in all games, depending, like maybe 10% of games I don't. But still, it's going to activate quite a bit. I should have taken this, Blitz Strike. Even though Tormentor here looks very nice, I have yet to at least notice it activate. It could be bugged, so even you don't even need an assist, ribbon. There's this green ribbon in the game that is an assist ribbon. I think that's what you have to get, and I've seen times where I've gotten one and it hasn't activated, so I'm assuming that's how you get it. But I'd regret taking this because it doesn't activate every game. It's counterintuitive to take a skill that doesn't want you to get kills. It should just be 2 kills. But yeah. So in terms of this, for your Austins, for your Smolensks, I think this is going to be it, man. Imagine this with Smolensk, guys. Getting more shell velocity is kind of nasty. So let's in fact go look at Smolensk. It's another light cruiser. We're also going to look at Minotaur while we do that. So Minotaur right here. If you can't tell already, guys, this is kind of like just a talking video. We get hit. There we go. Thank you. Beautiful space camo Minotaur. PSA, guys. Don't use this camo because it's easier to spot you in the smoke. But if you're comfortable with the ship, it's definitely a cool looking camo. So Minotaur here, it's a light cruiser that has torpedoes but doesn't have HE. So we can't use this. Well, we can get floods, but who's going to get 7 floods in a Minotaur? Not many people. I don't even think I've seen that in a normal game. And we can't take Tormentor because it's only fires and floods it really affects, which, I mean, not worth it. So we're kind of forced to go this tree right here because we don't really have HE. This is still a great tree because, you know, once they fix this and while it's still bugged, you can get another smoke, which is kind of insane. 4 smokes. Or you can take this one, get more pen, but I would probably go this. These 3 skills right here, getting at a reload on both torps and main guns, getting an extra smoke, and also sonar and DFA, by the way, and also grease the gears. This is kind of linear, but you can also go this. So I don't know if they intend to fix this skill, and it inadvertently makes it bad. I will, you know, just say go this again. The green tree is very, very, very similar in terms of cruisers. Let's move on to an example of another torpedo ship that I think benefits a lot more from the red tree Jinan here. Tactical shooter, speed surge, and readiness. Some people might ask, why don't I take hide and seek? I could definitely go for hide and seek in the Jinan because they nerfed it, you know, in terms of concealment quite bad actually. It got hit pretty hard, you know. Incomparable is better concealment than this if you build for it. But yeah, I don't really feel like I need this. I would much rather have this because it makes it easier for me to turn and dump torpedoes from either side of my ship. But here you can actually make a, you know, pretty good use out of readiness because you will hit a lot of torpedoes. Whereas I think Minotaur is just not as likely to do this. So the whole goal for this commander tree, guys, no matter what class of ship you're playing, is to find something that you can activate every game and something that, you know, also fits your style. But it's already getting to the point where, you know, as soon as we're done with the light cruisers here, guys, it's gonna be pretty boring, and we're gonna skim through it pretty fast. I do have some games though, so you can see some, you know, examples from my commanders I built up. I wish I took Colbert here because I think Colbert would be pretty fun. I haven't looked at commander skills for it, but let's do it now. So Colbert is a light cruiser again, super fast firing guns. So already this tree here would make a lot of sense. But let's look at the red tree. Let's see if we can, you know, think of a way to do this. And instantly I'm thinking tactical shooter, speed surge, better speed and you know, turning speed, and then taking blitz strike because shell velocity would be insane on Colbert. It already has pretty floaty shells, so getting them faster on target is nice. But you could also go grease the gears, and you could go armor piercer, and you could go to active reload. This is kind of like this is going to be the easiest build for any cruiser, pretty much. It's going to be a good build for any ship that has, you know, guns that fire. So again, light cruisers are the only ones that have variety. So now let's look at the heavy cruisers, guys. Let's take a look at some heavy cruisers that I have some gameplay of, and let's start with Henry here. Let's start with looking at the build. It's not any crazy gameplay, but we do activate our skills. So Henry is a gunship. It's a heavy cruiser. It likes to shoot guns, and it uses rapid reload to do that. So because I have an elite commander on this ship, I decided to upgrade it with the XP I had. And this is where we see the quintessential middle come into play. Because Henry really benefits from this very, very big time, pretty much. 35 main battery hits, more main battery traverse. It's a minor buff, but it's nice. Armor piercer, though. This is very nice. In the gameplay, you're going to see Sao's getting absolutely ripped, and this definitely contributed to that. And finally, we have active reload. It's a really good skill. -4% if you're already running a reload mod, and maybe in, you know, some other things to help you reload, you can get it down pretty well. I mean, if you took a look at Adrenaline Rush here, -7.5% when you're under 25% HP. This is getting into the territory of a very fast firing cruiser. That's why this build is so good. Now let's talk about the other 2 skills down here. We got Sniper here, and initially everybody was pretty hyped about this. The only place I see you making good use of a sniper skill, like, you know, the one in the green tree, is going to be on your Soviet heavy cruisers and battleships. Like, not just Soviet battleships, but many battleships can pull off 5 citadels. But I will tell you right now, it is super hard to do anything that's not Soviet. That's what I've found. And that's why Petro and Stalingrad and Kremlin, and maybe not even Kremlin, but Slava at least, these are the ships I'll run a sniper on. So why is that? 5 citadels, guys. It might seem easy, but it actually isn't. This is an RNG based thing. You can get the perfect salvo and still not get citadels. If those of you who watch my streams, yeah, you saw how hard it is to actually get this. We've proposed, some of the CCs have proposed that it should be 4 times instead of 5, and then make it, I believe it was 4% detection and 10% shell velocity. I think that's a lot more doable. But yeah, this is the only time I think you should use this, guys. It's on a ship that you know can produce citadels, and a ship that has good enough accuracy built in its skill set or its ship that it's able to do that. So think Slava, Stalingrad, Petrov. Now, before getting into the game with the Henry here, I just want to talk about some of the other skills. This one would be pretty crazy on Henry as well. Getting an extra rapid reload and speed boost. I've been thinking about it, but I'm going to wait until they change this or fix it. They might not change it from first strike. It might stay that way, but I am not going to use it until then, and I would advise you guys against it, unless you're fine with the first strike thing. But precise strike here is getting 18% of your max HP with fire and flooding damage. It seems like quite a bit, honestly, but at the same time, it could be pretty easy to activate. But using fire and flooding is not necessarily tied to having good shell dispersion, because getting HE hits on target, you don't need to be precise, you just need to hit them. So it doesn't make sense. And then we have this one again, double strike. We talked about it, not even achievable in most games. And we have sniper over here. This one could be achievable in Henry, for sure, but I would rather have better reload. So enough blabbering, let's just get into the game and talk about this quintessential cruiser build. Okay, so here we are, and we're playing the Henry. So with this build, middle, it's pretty simple to activate. I mean, you just have to play the game. So there's not really anything to look out for. I guess things to look out for is when I take damage, when I have 35 main battery hits, and when we have done, I think, over 50k damage, or maybe not even that. I think actually it's more than that, because the last skill is do 30% of the enemy team's total HP. So it's around 70 to 90k depending on the enemy team. So yeah, when playing Henry, it's pretty simple. We've talked about this ship so many times. You want to be kiting away, and this is why this green tech tree here is so good for the cruisers, but at the same time, you know, it's kind of like an issue. I will say it's a little bit of a luxury problem we have here, because many people don't even have these skills yet. Like I've said many times, I think they should lower the prices and make the grind a little bit more doable, because I think they're going to lose people when they see that at some point these veteran players like myself, we are going to be, it might discourage, you know, newer players. And I can be a little bit afraid that there's going to actually be a too big of a difference, and it actually might be a little bit too pay to win, because some of these skills are really good. I mean, let's talk about active reload here, the final skill in the green tree in the middle position. It gives you a flat 4%, and you can see we're activating skill after skill. I can't, yeah, it must have been the do some damage to equal to something, blah blah blah, I can't remember, but we definitely have better penetration, as you can see. That's what we activated. We get 3 citadels already here. And this Sao he's getting punished. So Sao and I retreat behind each of our respective islands, and I'm trying to get my last, or actually my first skill. So we only have 30 hits, and I'm unsure right now because I'm recording and I can't see the gameplay too well because it's on a tiny screen in my editing software. Anyways, I think we might have activated the skill here, but let's take a look and notice if once we get 5 more hits, we actually get the fireworks. Because I feel like our main battery turn traverse is pretty quick. But this is also another issue, right? The skills are not, they're buggy as hell, man. I feel like sometimes you can activate 2 skills in just 1 salvo in the beginning of the game, right? And that's an issue. So we have, at this point, we need 1 more hit, 1 more shell hit, guys. Let's notice if we get fireworks, because we are definitely not at the 30% of the enemy's, you know, HP, total HP. So yeah, we did activate a skill right there. I think that must have been the traverse skill. Let's see the turrets, how fast they feel like they're turning. We have some DD action here. This is just good old Henry gameplay, man. I mean, yeah, they're turning pretty quick. I definitely feel a difference. So again, it's such a nice skill, man. Middle. And we're going to take out this Shimakaze here pretty easily. We actually chase after him for quite some time. I mean, that's the thing with shimmers, right? But if you know he's fired his torpedoes, you can rush them pretty safely, and that's what we're gonna do here. We activate the skill, speed boost, and we push ahead. So now you can make the argument that, hey, if you had used Specialist, the one where you get an extra skill usage for a first strike, aka just getting a kill right now, because it's bugged, you would have had extra rapid reloads and an extra speed boost. And I would have to say, yeah, you're right. That would have been nice, actually, at this point. But like I said, I'm scared it's going to get changed, and it's going to get fixed, you know, in bunny years, I guess, because I really think they should just make it a kill, like I've said. So he launches his extra set of torps. It's easy to deal with when you're bow in. I actually messed up my shot. I thought I could do it without aiming. Silly me. And we take out the Shimakaze here. So we're close to activating our final skill. I don't think we need too much more damage done to the enemy. So we push back. This Holland here has been chasing me the whole time, but really with Holland you just need to be aware that they can fire torpedoes every time, so make sure you're staying, you know, bow in or stern towards them. Kind of like this, so you can easily turn out. So we find a Sao here, and we need to do, you know, in this 70 to 90 to 100k margin. I think this team is going to be in the 80 or 75k range, so when we get that, we should be activating our skill. So good old Sao here gets absolutely blapped by torpedoes, and we get the final salvo in on him. So let's check if the fireworks activate, because it is so hard to know. And there we go, they actually do. So it was around the 75k range. It's just so hard to know in game when and what it is, because you're, you know, focused on surviving. So we are definitely focused on surviving here in this last part of the game. We managed to survive Sao torpedoes, and now we're just gonna back off. So this was my Henry game, and this is, like I said, a very good way to showcase the, I'm gonna call it the triple middle build, because triple middle build is really, really good. Now, I also want to talk about Japanese cruisers. So we have Yodo here, and Sao, and Yoshino. I actually haven't looked at what I wanted to do with these ships, so I thought it would be pretty interesting to see off the bat what would make sense. And instantly I was actually thinking this build right here again. Yeah, it instantly, it's so, you see what happens here, guys. This is a completely natural reaction of, okay, my new ship here, I haven't thought of this, what would I do? And it ends up being what I do on any other ship. So this Yodo is a light cruiser, guys. It's a light cruiser because of the guns. So just like the other light cruisers, we end up in the red tree. We take tactical shooters, speed surge, and blitz strike. 7 fires and floods, easy. More shell velocity and torp speed. Thank you. Yes, I would love that in Yodo, because Yodo has pretty slow shell speed in general. How about Sao? I actually haven't played Sao with this. Like I said, don't have enough gold on my press account to test everything and make the content I need for you guys. So I'm not stressing wargaming. I have patience. You know, maybe they fix it before we get more gold. I don't know. Hopefully, because it is a bugged tech tree right now, or talent tree. But anyway, Sao, the same thing. We take main battery, but this time I'll probably take detectability. And I think I'm going to take this as well. This tree or this tree. I mean, either way goes for Sao and Yodo, I guess. So let's look at the green tree for Sao, for example. Main battery traverse. Yes, very nice. And what do we take then? We take shell penetration. Very nice as well. And this is also nice. So again, this tree works for almost any heavy cruiser. It doesn't matter if it's a Japanese or if it's a Dutch or if it's one of the best, San Martin, I don't know. And Yoshino, same thing here. I would say is an HE spammer, so I would probably go with range, detectability, and this, because I spam it with HE. So play it kind of like a Yodo or Sao, and you could also go this if you wanted. Alright, let's move on to another game I have. So one of the ships that I actually buffed as the first one was San Martin. I don't have a legendary commander on it, but I love this ship so much that I had to do it. And this is where, again, quintessential cruiser build. Middle, middle, middle. Reload, pen, traverse speed. I mean, what else do you need? Now let's theorycraft. What could we do? Well, nothing really in this tree, because we don't benefit from HE, guys. Cause assists. I don't like this skill, and we don't benefit from it. We can't really get this. This is also unfeasible. So we're stuck here in the green tree, which it isn't bad. This is a very, very good set of skills. Do not get me wrong, guys, but we need it to be more varied. It needs to look something like, you know, this, and then go right, and then go mad left. I don't know. But yeah, let's get right into the game and see how this new skill performs. So, new skills, I don't know. I keep calling them skills, guys. That's my bad. I don't know what, are they skills or are they like talent, specs? It's something that happens anyways. Yeah, we're running the middle build, so not much to be said about this, really. The best thing about this build on San Martin, the triple mid build, the trip mid, is it's so easy to activate, man, because getting 35 shell hits is like something you do in the first 2 minutes of the game. We get luckily a ton of targets to choose from. We have a Jinan, a Sao, and a Deering, so a lot of torps as well. But it's going to be super easy for us to activate this, and I think we're going to get the middle skill pretty quickly. We're doing 30% damage equal to 30% of our max HP in damage. I think that's what we have to do. It's so hard to say, man. Americans out there, man, you must also have a hard time. Come on, just let me know. It is hard to say that. Anyways, we activated right there. It's only 15,000 damage. Because we look at Mr. What's it called? Mr. San Martin here. He's at like 38,000. So maybe it's at 14 or something like that. But we're gonna activate our combat instructions. We already have 35 shell hits. Maybe that's what we activated. Again, it's a little bit hard to see, but either way, we've activated 2 skills now, so we're already on our way to the last skill, and it's not too far away, man, because getting 30% of the enemy's max HP in damage is not that hard. We saw it in the last one with the Henry. It hit around the 75k mark, so I'm just going to stay very chill here, very relaxed, and wait for these guys to do stupid things, which this Daring is doing right now. I don't know what this guy thought he was going to get out of this little push, but it didn't help him at all, let's just say that. So, do I have, you know, is this actually like game breaking? Is this bad that we don't have this variety? No, it's not. It's not game breaking. But I think that while it's still fresh in people's minds, while it's still fresh in Wargaming's mind, that they should strive to make this more, you know, more of these skills achievable. I'm thinking the double skill. I'm thinking the first strike, and I'm also thinking you guys should probably fix the whole thing. So there we go. We dodged the Doom Spear somewhat. Interesting Doom Spear from that guy, and I think he is gonna go down here. So we're at 50k damage here. We're getting pretty close to activating the reload skill, and that's where it gets really gnarly with some of these cruisers, man. So no, it's not a bad thing that there's only one build to go. If you have a commander at this level, it's gonna make any cruiser you play feel a lot more competitive. Now something like a Goliath, I haven't showed Goliath, and I won't show Goliath in this video, is an odd case because a lot of people would say go AP. A lot of people like me say you should use HE depending on commander you have. So, do you go for the middle build and go for penetration, or do you go the HE route? And I would say, yeah, I would also go middle in Goliath, unfortunately. There's a skill in the middle slot on the right side in the green tree. We have to get 18% fire and flooding damage, or equal to 18% of your HP, which gives you more dispersion, and I don't really need that on an HE spammer. So also for something like an HE spamming Goliath or an AP Goliath, middle, trip mid is the way to go. So we're getting surrounded here, guys. We have a GK and we have this Sao here just hurling towards an HE, and we're doing our very best to survive. So I'm pretty sure we've activated our skill now that reduces our reload, and you can see that this thing has a 4.5 second reload. Wait, actually no, there it is. It has a 4.2 or 4.3 second reload, and we don't even have adrenaline rush yet, guys. So we activate our skill. Unfortunately, he goes down. But, I think we actually just hit adrenaline rush right at this second. So I'm gonna activate my radar. I want to find this Sao. I want to maybe blind fire him. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, he's too far away. We got Sergey here, Sergey coming in. I think is that KA, is that Kazakhstan? Our team captured the area. It's so funny, there's so many different players from so many different places on EU now. It's a massive server. It's definitely mellowed out since the merge of the two servers. But yeah, Sao is coming back for some reason, and then he's running away again. And that is pretty much the gameplay here. We saw the skills. I'm not going to drag this out longer. This is already a very long video. So yeah, San Martin here with trip mid. It's not bad at all. It's definitely not bad. And yes, there's a case for other builds, but probably not for San Martin. Only has AP. There's not a lot of choice for this thing. And same with Minotaur. So let's see. Do we kill this daring here? I want to know. Maybe we kill both of them. Can't remember. It's like I said. I played this game right when the update came out, and oh, I don't actually think we get both of them. Maybe we do. All right, we're gonna stick around for this, guys. Does Bob get these two targets? I've been swapping between them like an idiot for the past 1 minute. We didn't kill the daring. What am I doing, bro? Go, Bob. Oh my god, we don't even get... Oh, that was the gearing. Okay. We got the Sal. Okay, beautiful. There it is. So, that was pretty gnarly. I mean, it's San Martin. It just got even better with these skills. I think my reaction when I was playing it was pretty hyped, as you could probably imagine. So, let's keep looking here. And before we go on to the secondary ships of the cruiser tree, we're going to look at some battle cruisers here. So we have the Hound Leo here. I really want this to be buffed, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter that much because we're going to go middle. You know why? Because there's not really that many skills, if any, that benefit the special skill that these ships have, the airstrikes. None of these. I think the only one is actually this one. Yeah, Tormentor. So you should make an argument that if you're running the legendary mod, which I am, where you get 3 airstrikes, this would be good. We tried it on DCP, but we came to the conclusion that this just wasn't worth it. I still don't think getting assists is something you should strive to do in this game. It's something that happens naturally, randomly. You don't strive for assists. Anyway, make it 2 kills, Wargaming. Just make it 2 kills. It's also more of a final skill requirement, in my opinion, than 2 assists. It doesn't make sense. It should be, you know, the other way around. But anyways, let's look at the green tree. There's, of course, middle. What else could we do? Nothing could be used here. We can only really get sonar and precise aim here. We don't get many citadels in this thing, so no thanks. Again, I'll stick with middle. Excuse me, guys. Okay, Castilla, I'm gonna wait with because Castilla is just not fun to play. It's again middle makes sense for this ship. So let's move on to the final one of the heavy cruisers because somebody asked me in the comments. My friend, you know, this is probably what you should go. middle. It's literally what every cruiser should go if, you know, if it's a heavy cruiser most of the time. So let's look at apparently Napoli turned into a CV. Thank you for changing that, Wargaming. I was about to have a heart attack because I love my Napoli and I don't want it to be a CV. Napoli is a secondary ship. So we finally make it to the blue tree, which we're going to be looking at in the next episode, which is battled ships. But here we are, and welcome to the one viable build in the blue tree. It's right middle. So we take Frenziness because it's a secondary ship. And this is kind of where it gets weird, because I really only think the blue tree is meant for secondary ships. Most BBs won't benefit from this. Like, think of Vermont. How many times in a battle does Vermont use secondaries? And it doesn't have autos, so rest in peace, Vermont players, I guess. So you really see the blue tree is only for heavy cruisers that have secondary, you know, secondary ships and battleships that have secondaries, right? So we take that. We have to do damage equal to 30% of our total HP. Very easy to do. And it activates after using 3 repair kits or damage control kits. So this you do every game. You heal and you damage control every single game. 2.5% less damage. And then Last Stand, which is just an absolutely insane skill for actually many ships. Many ships could benefit from this, but you have to use the blue tree, which, I mean, you won't benefit from this, but these 2 skills are nice anyways, right? So we're kind of left with, what are the other options? Well, this gives us, you know, extra damage to enemies affected by fire and flooding. You could make a case that this would be good in a Schlieffen. Right here. I actually can't remember if I took this or this in my main account. We're going to have to see in the battleship video. But Last Stand, I mean, it's just too good because Armor Destroyer, it's only 1%, guys. And it's a lot you have to do. And then this one, Elementalist, again, I don't think 1% is worth it. You get that in your commander tree. And if you have a legendary commander, you get 2% instead of 1 from your final skills. Resilience, again, really bad. Don't get this, guys. I will have to keep saying this. Unless it stacks. If you get 3 kills, I guess it's a 4.5%, which is something. And the final skill, All Out War, hitting 6 different enemy ships. My biggest issue with this, although I would love to use it, is the fact that you have to hit 6 enemies. We also know that one destroyer player who just rushes into the middle and gets blapped by the Hakuryu or gets absolutely annihilated by an Austin. You know how it is. They die fast. And you don't even have a chance to hit them. You're going to have to be cracked out on Adderall, man, just to try to hit 6 different ships, bro. Like, that's hard. So, again, it's not usable. Last Stand is the only one that makes sense, because if you destroy an enemy ship while under 15%, bro, you're going to be needing this heal. And it actually activates without you even getting kills, guys. You can just get this. I'm pretty sure it just activates if you damage an enemy under 15% or something like that. Or if you get an assist. So yeah, I have a Monopoly game here for you guys. We have had one Monopoly video already, but it's because Last Stand is just too freaking good, man. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Alright, so we got ourselves into this Monopoly game here. This is actually a pretty interesting one, because we flanked around the whole entire team. We chased this Shimakaze here out of the sea by flanking around the island using our smoke to kind of surprise him, but what happens to these battleships is kind of hilarious. Now, I'm pretty sure we actually don't activate our Last Stand skill in the requirements that Wargaming has specified, but I think it maybe activates on its own, because it is a little bit bugged. And that's kind of a problem, because Last Stand is a little bit too good, and I've seen it proc on a lot of, you know, ships, enemy ships, where we've tried to take them out, and they don't have a kill. They haven't killed an enemy ship while below 15%. So again, when they're bugged like this, it is definitely an issue. But yeah, we start out with this Buffalo here, and we pretty much just have to do, or we have to take a certain amount of damage, I believe it's 30%, to activate our secondary buff here. So currently we don't have any buffs, I believe, but soon we're going to activate both the penetration and of course we have Last Stand to save us if we need to. So I'm just brawling with this Buffalo here, and he goes down with the swiftness. I mean, I don't think you want to be taking a fight with a Napoli like that in a Buffalo. But I mean, he probably found out now. So we have a Vermont out there, we have a Montana, and this Sovietsky Soyuz. He's pretty low though, so I'm banking on him getting killed. I'm just waiting to take C, and we're going to push in. I'm kind of hoping they actually will do some damage to me, because I was trying to use the Last Stand skill. Napoli is, if you have this ship and you have leftover commander XP, you haven't used it yet, this is one of those ships where I would recommend you to do this, because it is such a clutch to have this. It feels like this whole commander tech tree has really only benefited one certain class of ships, and that is the secondary focus ships. Because the combination of frenziness and Last Stand is just absolutely insane. One final thing I will say for this commander thing is, I think it is fair that players that have played for such a long time, like myself, like you guys watching, and you know, anybody else out there who's played this game for years and years and years, you deserve to have something that makes your ship become even better. And I love the fact that they've added this in, but what we need to see is it become more accessible to the newer players, and also somebody like myself, man, getting a commander who's level 1 on a ship I really love. I got Ragnar here the other day, very lucky from my Battle Pass gold, man. It keeps happening. I'm super lucky nowadays. It's nice, man. Thank you, Wargaming. But when I looked and I saw I had no commanders, man, it was so daunting, just because I know, dude, I'm never gonna get that commander to level 15 without spending gold. Imagine being a new player. So change that, Wargaming, make it more fair. I know you need to make money and you need us to play the game for a long time, but just make it more fair. And then another thing, make it more variety, especially the cruiser tech tree here, guys. It is bad. But here we're gonna see the Last Stand skill activate, even with me not getting a kill. So notice here, the fireworks will show up now. There we go. We just activated the fireworks, and look at the heal. Look at the heal. We haven't gotten killed. We haven't killed this Shimakaze yet. We do this now, but still. That's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna be signing out. My name has been Bubloon, aka Pabloon, and I'll see you guys later.